9 super strange things found in Antarctica. 1. Ancient fossils. If scientists are to be believed, back in time, species of dinosaurs would live in the land of Antarctica as well. Most of the fossil remains in the continent are dated back to 72 million plus years. These fossils are of prehistoric birds and marine creatures including mosasaurs and plesiosaurs. Scientists have confirmed their presence, which also proves the existence of dinosaurs on this land approximately 70 to 200 million years ago. Before you start thinking how they survived in this cold, you'll have to realize that back then, Antarctica was positioned in a different way altogether. It was located in the southwestern part of the Pacific Ocean, so the temperature was a lot higher. 2. Blood waterfall. You might have come across a lot of photos where a red color liquid is falling inside the sea. In the first look, it indeed feels like a blood waterfall. But in reality, it isn't really what it looks like. The origin of this dramatic-looking blood waterfall isn't that dramatic at all. The reality is this unusual waterfall contains so much iron oxide that it makes the water look as red as blood. 3. Dry valleys. Looking at the amount of snow covering the continent, none of us would associate dry and barren valleys with this place. The reality is that Antarctica houses a lot of absolute dry valleys with no snow or water at all. This place has very low humidity and hasn't seen rain in over 2 million years. The reason behind no rainfall is extremely strong winds. The speed of the wind consistently reaches 200 miles per hour or so, thereby evaporating all the snow, ice and water in the process. This place on Earth is most relatable to the conditions on Mars. 4 to 100-year-old whiskey. Believe it or not, but scientists also found 2 boxes of a century-old whiskey hidden behind the snow of the continent. What we need to know is that after archaeologists discovered these 2 boxes, they did not open them immediately as they were scared they'll end up harming their discovery by doing this. They waited for several years and opened these boxes only when all the necessary tools were made available to them. The whiskey was later defrosted, which took them around 2 weeks. 5. Underground lake. There are around 400 lakes in Antarctica, and people often consider it a miracle that these lakes do not freeze given the temperature they are subjected to. Well, there is a scientific explanation for this as well. We need to understand 2 things. Firstly, because of the tremendous pressure, water stays in liquid state even when its temperature is well below the freezing point, and secondly, the core of the Earth provides enough heat to these lakes to remain in liquid state. Most of these lakes are active, i.e. it has life inhabiting in them. While looking for one such example, American researchers drilled 2,300 feet of Ross Glacier in 2013. They were surprised to find a hidden underground lake there with cold-resisting bacteria living in them. Such bacteria were never known to our science. 6. A very scary creature. When researchers were at a depth of 1,100 ft, they made an extremely terrifying discovery. They came across this very scary creature with weird body type completely unknown to mankind. The length of this creature was about 8 feet and its body was covered with protruding bones and its skull was retractable as well. It looked scary and left our scientists puzzled. 7. Elongated skulls. A lot of elongated skulls are found buried under the snow in Antarctica. The skulls are shaped the way we know ancient Egyptians and Peruvians buried their skulls like. So well, this discovery kinda hinted on the fact that African, South American and Antarctic civilizations were in fact in contact at some point in time. 8. Scary remains of unusual animal. Just like the scary creature we mentioned above, scientists had also discovered the remains of an extremely unusual-looking animal. Modern science has never seen or even fathomed a creature like this before. The ice here hid the fossilized remains of this creature. It is the size of our modern cats, but unlike them, this animal was laying eggs. It is believed that this one is a distant relative of modern mammals and existed around 250 million years ago. 9. A frozen ship. So back in the year 1914, the Imperial Trans-Antarctic expedition began. The aim was to actually cross this continent from one side to the other. There were 2 ships used for this expedition. Both the ships were gonna sail through a different sea. The first ship, called Endurance, was to sail through Weddell Sea, and the second ship, called Aurora, was to sail through the Ross Sea. Sadly, Endurance got stuck and was crushed by the ice. Part of the group had to cross the Weddell Sea using lifeboats and then trek across the ice desert to a whaling station for help. They managed to fulfill this task. Later, rescue team was sent to get other people left behind at Elephant Island as well. It took 17 months, but all the 28 people survived. You can still see the Endurance ship in Antarctica.